the case for Bird playing in this era and kicking ass. I've recently seen many posts about Larry Bird and comments underneath from people that literally have no idea on what they're talking about. Most of that comment conversation is between people saying Larry was amazing and could kick ass in any era, and then some younger people saying he would be a lower tier role player in this era. The people saying he would be a role player are not basketball fans because they have no knowledge about basketball. Watch this video and see what I mean. You have to watch everything for it to all make sense. Enjoy the school, young guns. After reading, laughing, and reading some more of that stuff, I decided to explore the idea of Larry Bird in this era and how he would perform. Would he be a role player? A star? A superstar? Let's talk about it now. But first, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the near future. Let's get to it. To get a believable comparison of players and eras, let me just go by Michael Jordan. MJ played against Bird when Bird was at his peak. When MJ was drafted, Bird was just entering only his 6th season of 1994-85, in which he averaged 28.7 points per game, 1.2 blocks, 1.6 steals, 10.5 rebounds, and shooting threes at a 43% clip. His overall field goal percentage was 52% that season. We're trying to compare Larry at his peak and see what he would be capable of doing in today's NBA, so stay with me. There is a point to all of this, and it's not a Michael Jordan to Bird comparison video, I promise. What I'm trying to get at here is I'm using Michael as an anchor to the peak Larry Bird era because Michael is also tied and anchored into the very early 2000s as well. I know Michael is considered the greatest of all time, but Bird is considered easily top 5 all-time forwards in the NBA. The man was unbelievable and had so many weapons it's ridiculous. He also had an attitude on him. He was a trash talker and a stone-cold assassin on the court. Coming back to MJ, who at age 39 in 2002-2003 averaged 20 points per game against the likes of Kobe, who in that season averaged 30, Vince Carter, who in that season averaged 20, while only playing 42 games, Paul Pierce at 25 points per game during a much slower paced game than today with lower scoring games as well. What I'm trying to show here are the connections between eras and stop the stupid comments of people are so much more athletic now. Vince wasn't athletic, Kobe wasn't athletic. MJ played against those guys at 39 years old as an equal in the same league. KD's comments recently on MJ and how he would do in this era shocked people because he showed he is not clueless and told everyone that MJ would be the top dog in today's league, no question.
And the pace of the game was drastically slower. I'm curious from somebody that plays in today's pace and space with the amount of 3 balls that today's game shoots, what do you think Jordan will average? Where do you think he would fit in?
I mean, he can adapt his game to anything. He would fit in as the best player in the league. Like, that's what he would be.
Now getting back to Larry Bird, we're not talking about a scrub. We're talking about potentially and arguably best small forward to ever play in the NBA. A great defender and scorer, very good rebounder, awesome in isolation as well as team game, unbelievable passer with a crazy court vision. This man deserves some respect from the young guns that think they know everything best, having no comparison to any other era except for YouTube highlights, but really being clueless on how great and stone cold Larry Bird really was. You see a connection through Michael Jordan from 1984 all the way to the last season Kobe played, and Kobe was a lesser mirror image of MJ. That through MJ and Kobe, who battled against each other on the court, literally is a perfect connection that tells you Bird would be able to play in this era just like MJ was against Kobe and Kobe until 2016. Kobe was arguably the top player in the NBA for multiple seasons with LeBron James playing in it as well. So if Bird did awesome against Jordan and Jordan did awesome against Kobe and Kobe did awesome up until 5 years ago, there's no question that Bird will be one of the top players in the league right now. There was a comment I want to mention I read about Larry from a young kid killing him that he would suck in today's league because he only shot 2 threes per game. Boys and girls, the game was first of all less concentrated on threes and actually more difficult because of that. There was more skill involved in scoring higher averages of points per game, like Larry's 24.5 points per game career average. The man had to work much harder for his points and also played D, rebounded like crazy, and averaged 6.3 assists per game as well for the career. Highest ever, he averaged 7.6 assists per game while averaging 9.2 rebounds and especially 28 points per game in the same season. The man deserves his respect and he better get it. The smart people learn from their mistakes and admit they were wrong, and the ignorant stay misinformed and keep trolling. Larry was 3 inches taller than MJ and basically weighed the same. Draymond Green is 6'6" at forward, weighing 230 to Larry's 230. You want to tell me Bird would not be able to school Green? Dennis Rodman was one of the best defenders and rebounders ever in the NBA. Many would argue he would be able to bang up and frustrate LeBron James in today's league. I believe he would get under LeBron's skin and definitely impact his game and slow him down. Larry Bird mopped the floor with Rodman many times. There's a story about a matchup between Bird and Rodman that went like this. The story is about the 1987 NBA playoff series between the Boston Celtics and the Detroit Pistons. This series went 7 games with Dennis Rodman defending Bird most of the time. Dennis was in his first NBA season under Chuck Daly, but was already great and a long defender. That was Dennis's strength. After Bird made 4 straight baskets with Rodman guarding him, he ran over to Chuck Daly and asked, "Who's guarding me, Chuck? Is anyone guarding me? You better get someone on me, I'm gonna get 60. Then he continued the banter the next time he got the ball with Rodman inches away. Here is the story in Dennis Rodman's own words. I would be all over him, trying to deny him the ball, and all Larry was doing was yelling at his teammates, "I'm open. Hurry up, before they noticed nobody's guarding me." Then he would stick an elbow in my jaw and stick the jumper in my face. Then he would start it on my coach. "Coach, you better get this guy out and send in somebody who is going to D me up, because it's too easy when I'm wide open like this." Another crazy Bird story was against Dominique Wilkins and how Bird dropped 60 on him. Wilkins was a crazy athletic dude. Dominique was in his 4th NBA season already, averaging 30. This is that story told by Doc Rivers. Bird got in the zone and started calling the shots. He started saying, "Off the glass." That was the one game I think he tortured Dominique. He saw Dominique as his up-and-coming player, and he just tortured him mentally. He tortured all of us. He was calling shots off the glass. Who's next? Where you want this one from? And he just made one after another. When he got to about the 55th point, you knew it was something special. Even as a player, and that usually doesn't happen, but we were down so much at the time, you got time to realize the game. The last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court, which meant it was going to be a 3 and it was going to be from deep. And then he said, "Who wants it?" Then I think Reggie Brown, I'm not sure who it was, ran out after him. He shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Reggie bumps him and accidentally knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said. It was an accident, but it was almost fate. They show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up, giving each other high fives. It was pretty awesome. Another story I'll mention is that one when Larry Bird won the 3-point contest. This story is shared by Michael Cooper. Here's what he said. Larry walks in and says, "I hope all you guys in here are thinking about second place because I'm winning this. Excuse me." And he started shooting and he just didn't miss. Of course, he won, lifting his finger in the air before the final shot went in and not even removing his warm-up jacket. The following year, in the same All-Star 3-point shooting contest, Dale Ellis told the press that Bird didn't have much to say this year. Bird said, "There's no need to talk this time. We all know who's going to win." Later on, after Craig Hodges won the NBA All-Star Game 3-point contest in Bird's absence, Hodges was asked if the victory was tainted because Bird hadn't participated. "He knows where he can find me," was Hodges' retort. Told of Hodges' challenge, Bird replied, "Yeah, at the end of the Bulls bench." The last story I'll share here is when Larry Bird decided to play a game left-handed. Most of the players can't even dribble left-handed these days. This guy went out the whole game, and this is how it went as per Bill Walton. At the end of one of the trips Walton started, he had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip, and Larry told all of us players and the media too. We were all standing around waiting to leave. He said, "Tomorrow night's the last game of the trip. I'm going to play this one left-handed, at least through 3 quarters." At the end of 3 quarters, the next night in Portland against poor Jerome Kersey, he had 27 points. It was a remarkable performance. Bird finished with 47 points, grabbed 14 rebounds, and dished out 11 assists. For good measure, he hit the game-tying shot to send the game to overtime, and then made the game-winning shot. Listen, kids, Larry Bird is no scrub, and would school at least 2/3 of the NBA right now, if not more. He would be a star in today's NBA, no question. Please keep your minds open, because the only true knowledge you can get is over time. If you're 16 or 17, you have no clue what you're talking about. Peace.